We got a DM from Sarah that said, pretend you had to completely start over with your business. What would you do? And I said, holy cow, what a good question, because I would move forward with all the knowledge that I've had as a photographer in Minneapolis, Minnesota with my husband Cameron. We've been wedding photographers for 8 years. We've had our business for 10 years. So I have all this knowledge. So, what would I do in 2024 if my business was completely wiped, but I had that knowledge moving forward? What would happen? Hey, welcome to our channel. I'm Tia and I'm so glad that you're here. We have new videos every Thursday that break down photography business advice, photography tips, behind the scenes videos, all of the things. If you want to hang out with us, press subscribe and you can hang out every single Thursday with us. Let's jump right in. Okay, so I got to thinking after that DM and I wrote out everything that I would do with a whole bunch of bullet points. Once I DM'd Sarah back, I was like, hey, this would make a good YouTube video. So let's go ahead and go through it. Okay, first, I would save up about $10,000. So let's assume that you have some sort of full-time career and you're just starting a side hustle that you're going to try to build up. And I'm thinking in most cases, like in my case, I'm starting over. I want to replace my full-time career. For us personally, we're looking to replace both of our full-time careers. We want to work from home. We want to have freedom and flexibility to travel. So I'm going to pocket away slowly, slowly, slowly about $10,000. What am I going to do with that $10,000? I'm going to do a whole lot of research and I'm going to invest in a gear system. So for us, that's Canon. I am going to get a body, hopefully a backup body that's maybe kind of 2 steps below what the initial body is because I only have this small amount of money to deal with. And then I'm going to get a couple prime lenses. For us with Canon, that means that I'm going to get a 50 for sure, especially if I'm going to start photographing like seniors or families, that kind of thing. And then I'm probably, just personal preference now, what I know, going to get an 85. Now, I don't want to dive too far into gear talk. We have a bunch of videos about gear. If you're interested, I'll pop those up above about like what we would invest in if we were starting out and kind of in what order. I think that this is going to make sense because I'm going to try to photograph a whole lot of seniors, a whole lot of families. It's kind of the lowest hanging fruit. It's not that I need to go like second shoot or assist a lot to be able to photograph a wedding, so I don't necessarily need a full gear setup, but I do need 2 camera bodies because I'm going to start assisting second shooting so I can start to get into wedding photography. And in those cases, I always need a backup body. So that's what I would do gear wise. I would just start with that. And then I would map out my entire client workflow from start to finish. So if you want to know about a client workflow, we have a video that's called Steal Our Wedding Workflow, in which it breaks down everything from start to finish, from literally when clients inquire with you all the way through the client journey, so that you can get a sense for like what email templates you need, what guides you need, that kind of stuff. I would buy some templates. I would not start from scratch. It does not feel worthwhile. I want to jump ahead and I want to glean the knowledge that other photographers have used. I mean, I guess technically I have my own knowledge, but I don't want to start typing from like a blinking cursor. I want to glean from other photographers who have tested and trialed templates for 10 years. You know, they send a template and then if it doesn't work for 3 clients, they're going to edit and they're going to morph that template. And then technically they probably have been using that for years upon years. So I want to glean that knowledge from them. So I'm going to buy some standard wedding client templates. If you didn't know, in our shop, we have 25 wedding email templates that are game changing. So you can head on over to cameronandtia.com/shop and you can check those out. But I'm going to buy some email templates, you know, for inquiries, for prepping for sessions, and I'm going to buy a guide, especially right now when I'm trying to niche down to like family photos. Senior photos are lowest hanging fruit. I'm going to get a guide for each of those, or maybe a guide that I think that I could really easily transfer over to the other type of session also. So this guide walks through clients on what to expect, how to prep, where to meet, all of those things in one handy dandy PDF or website page. In my case, I'm going to look for a website page so that it can be hidden, you know, non-clients can't find it, but I can send them a direct URL in which all clients can utilize that, and they're always seeing like live edits, so that as I go, as I'm building this business really quickly and really fast, I'm going to have a super fast trajectory. I can edit that. I can edit the portfolio work. They're always seeing the newest and freshest stuff, the newest and freshest advice, the newest and freshest photos. So that's how I'm going to spend my approximately $10,000. I'm probably also going to need to invest in a couple systems. So I'm going to be looking for a client management system like HoneyBook. HoneyBook is a one-stop shop. It has all of your email correspondence. It has questionnaires. You can send attachments like, for example, if you had a PDF guide. But of course, you can send links in there in all of your emails. It also handles contracts, payments, all of those things. So that's going to be super handy. I'm going to try to look for a client management system that does it all or as much as possible. That's why we love HoneyBook. HoneyBook makes a lot of sense for clients and it's really easy to use. I'm also going to need to invest in some sort of gallery delivery system. So we use PicTime. PicTime is beautiful. It is gorgeous. We also make money upon print sales, which is game changing. It's a great way to start getting that profitability up. And so I'm going to get those two systems locked and loaded. Okay, so what's next? I am going to try to photograph a ton in a short amount of time. I am going to try to not only get as much portfolio work as possible, work with as many people as possible, and learn as much as possible through trial and error. Now, I am looking for lots of different locations, lots of different types of, for example, families or seniors. You know, I want a boy senior, I want a girl senior. I want someone who's really sporty, I want someone who's really girly and feminine. I want some families who have young families, who have 2 family members, who have 5 family members, who have older families, who have like grown children that are outside the house. All different arrangements so I can learn as much as possible. I also want different lighting situations. I want different locations. I want different like coloring so that I'm learning about editing and I'm learning different ways to edit as much as possible to learn as much as possible. This is also going to allow me to start narrowing down on all the things that I love. I can start figuring out like, hey, this type of family session is not really for me. Or, ooh, I really love studio family sessions. I didn't know I would. And I don't love being outdoors in like a downtown setting as much as I thought I would. Or, oh, wow, I don't like seniors at all. I cannot relate to them. This does not make sense for me. I should stop putting all of my eggs in this basket and I should start putting them more in families. This also might mean that I'm shooting for free or reduced costs a lot. And this could be free sessions for my friends, my family, my neighbors, or it could be assisting at weddings with photographers that I'm learning a ton from and getting wedding portfolio experience for free or at a very reduced rate for my second shooting. And that's okay. If you want some guidance on how to draw the line between when to shoot for free or not, or discounts or all those things, we actually have a full video that breaks down the full kind of psyche of that because that is something that's really challenging and we understand that that's going to be based upon different life circumstances. In this scenario, I currently have a full-time job, so really just time is the only thing of like that I'm kind of giving away. It's not necessarily like opportunity cost as much, and so that's something that I can evaluate. So the biggest thing is that I'm getting lots of practice and I'm getting repetition quickly. Do not wait. Do not spread out sessions months upon months upon months, just like one every other week or something. If you want to go at this and you want to go at this full out, get your hands dirty and get going with as many sessions as possible. I also think that there's a lot of value in getting in contact with as many people as possible, putting it out to the world that you are a photographer because you don't ever know when your mom's friends, book club's aunt is needing a photographer. And the more that you put it out into the world, I am a photographer, I can fill this void, the more that that's going to spread and spread and spread, and you're going to get more and more clients because you're just going to put that out into the world. So that's really valuable. Then the final thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a marketing strategy, like 2 to 3 maximum, and I am going to lock into those. So I'm not going to worry about all the things that I see everyone else doing. That can be really tempting as an entrepreneur when you are looking at Facebook groups and Instagram stories and you're seeing everything that everyone's doing and you're like, oh, well, maybe I should spend some time on Pinterest, or oh, shoot, I haven't really been doing a lot of SEO. And it's all of a sudden your to-do list is just so freaking long and you can't possibly wear all of those hats, especially when starting a business and it's exhausting and there's a lot of grit that's required to start a business. So please try to drown out all of the noise around you and instead just pick 2 to 3 buckets that you are going to focus on for your marketing. So what I mean by buckets is there are so many things out there and there's probably, hundreds of buckets that you could use as marketing tools. And it's so easy to just be like, let me spread it out and let me put like 12. I'm going to put an egg in, let's call them baskets, I guess. An egg in 12 baskets. Or do you put eggs in buckets? I'm not really sure. An egg in 12 baskets. But I only have 20 hours a week to spend on marketing. So if I put eggs in my 10 baskets, think it was 12, okay, but let's say it's 10. I only have 2 eggs in each of those. But instead, if I were to focus on 2 really strong baskets that I feel really great about, then I could literally put 10 in each of those. See, I would just go so much deeper and I would get so much more return on those. I could get a return on that investment of the time that I put into whatever those were. So marketing baskets could be like the Knot, Wedding Wire. Those are services that you can put listings on. You can even pay for those. And then people are going to be able to discover you there. Potential clients can discover you there. Or like Instagram or Pinterest or community boards nearby you, or spending money on an ad that's going to go in a local program for your city. Those are all potential buckets slash baskets. Now, I don't want you to spend a lot of time on a lot of things. So I want you to hone in on those, 2 to 3 and only focus on those. Do not try to do it all when starting out. And I think that that's where a lot of business owners get caught up on, I need to do all of these things, and then they don't spend time on the things that matter. And those 2 to 3 are going to be the things that move the needle the most. They're not just like busy tasks that are taking up your time every week of like, oh shoot, I need to do all my Pinterest pins, but I've never actually booked a family off of Pinterest, right? Like that is important. So find those 2 to 3 that work for you, that make sense for your work style, that makes sense for your personality. That could be like being on video, doing tons of reels. And some personalities that's not going to make sense for. They find reels really exhausting, and that are moving the needle forward. What is actually booking you clients? What is actually making you money? So that will require some trial and error, but the sooner that you can lock in on those 2 to 3 and only devote your time to those 2 to 3, that is going to be the most profitable and the best for you and your work life. So I think this is a really fun discussion. I want to thank Sarah for sending this DM. If you guys ever want to send us any DMs, please do. Our Instagram is @Cameron and Tia. We would love to chat through it with you, and who knows, we might make a YouTube video like this. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe. We have new videos every Thursday that talk through subjects like this, business tips, photography tips, and behind the scenes. And until next time, bye!